This is a town in Hungary called Kecskemét. It was one of the places I visited while on a music tour where we sang in an old people's home. After the concert, everybody in the home sang Hungarian folk song in harmony as a thank you. It was incredible, but do you think we could all start singing in harmony together now? Probably not. But they could. Every single person in that home could sing beautifully, and they were all connecting to each other through music. But why? Why can they do that in Hungary and not here? To understand why, we have to go back 100 years and meet Hungarian composer Zoltán Kodály. Kodály found that in Hungary's top conservatoires, students see playing notes with no musicality. So, he developed his own method with which to teach music, where instead of playing notes mechanically, students would learn through singing games, which children find so engaging. Students use solfa, essentially a musical alphabet involving hand signs, to understand how pitches relate to one another. Through singing solfa, children can develop inner hearing, the ability to hear the pitches and sounds in their head as they read the music, in the same way we would read a book and hear the words internally. This was highly successful, which is evident from the fact that the Kodály approach has spread all over the world. You might not know it, but we teach Kodály training in the junior school at TEDxAlleyns too. Here is a video of 4 TEDxAlleyns students singing a Ghanaian folk song, Semwa de Dende, in solfege with an ostinato rhythm. One benefit of Kodály is that it teaches music as a language. However, this is often misunderstood. In particular, the term the Kodály method leads people to see it as a strict set of rules, when really it is a useful toolkit with which to teach musicianship. And this toolkit is so very accessible because it's multimodal. Through solfa and hand signs, students learn orally, through sight and movement. In a classroom environment, this levels the playing field because it's often the children who struggle academically who thrive in the Kodály classroom, gaining a huge amount of confidence. Fundamentally, Kodály's philosophy wasn't about teaching people to become elite performers, but to enjoy music and use it to connect to one another. It is these audience members who are so key for the future of classical music in ensuring future generations can still connect to it in the way that we do now. I interviewed Lucinda Gagan, an international expert in Kodály teaching, and she told me a story about a choir, the National Youth Choir of Scotland, or NYCOS. When they started, they were just a choir, and the big issue they faced was that the standard of singing was so low. Children couldn't even pass the audition. So they started regional choirs to train children up to sing in the main choir. But the standard was even worse. Children just didn't have the musicianship skills to sing in an ensemble. What it came down to is that they didn't have a curriculum that gave them an understanding of how music works. That's when NYCOS began teacher training programs and campaigning to give every child in Scotland a year's free music education before age 11. And it worked because with the Kodály approach, the standard of teaching was so high. However, there is no other organisation like NYCOS in the UK today. Music is in crisis, and A-level music uptake has fallen by 45% since 2010. At the moment, in many cases, students have a curriculum that focuses on disconnected modules of music history or culture, described by Ofsted as fragmented. While this might be useful to students who already have had musicianship training, it's like teaching people about literature when they don't yet know how to read. Music education in England is also severely underfunded. While the annual 79 million budget seems like a lot, it actually amounts to just £9 per child per year. But historically, Kodály's teaching system was born out of poverty. After the war, the Hungarian country was so broken that, while they did want to provide a good music education, the only thing they could afford to use was the human voice. And almost all children are born with a voice or with hands to sign. So why not spend our annual £9 per child on Kodály, a music education system that develops an inner musical voice and allows children to embody the music, a music education system that does not discriminate and that will connect them to a world of music for the rest of their lives. Thank you.